It's a fountain as well. Oh, not to you.
I really hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, families and friends, a very warm welcome to Canterbury and to this degree ceremony of the University of Kent, which is held in this amazing setting of Canterbury Cathedral. The ceremony will start soon, and it begins with 4 processions: the graduands, the academic staff, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, and the graduand, Honorary graduand. We'll all stand for the last procession, and I'll give you a signal so that you know when to do that. Now, this is going to be an exciting and spectacular occasion, and we want you all to have a truly wonderful experience during the ceremony and to see each and every student graduate. To make sure this happens, I would like to ask you a really big favour, that you remember all those seated around you. So please don't block each other's view by standing up, moving around, or leaving your seat to take photographs or videos with phones, cameras, or iPads. Also, could you now make sure that your phones are switched off? Finally, at the end of the ceremony, can I ask you to remain in your places until the processions have left the cathedral? Thank you, everyone, and I hope you have a truly fantastic time.
card, yeah.
How did you choose the songs to play? Like, is there like a pair of Spotify songs and those songs to play? And this one, yeah, can't wait to listen.
Tony really.
I think he did it when we had bare people over. Yeah, that night. It was just like,
I declare this congregation open. Please be seated. Distinguished guests, honorary graduates, colleagues, and especially our graduates. Today we are awarding degrees for those who have completed academic courses at the University of Kent. I want to thank the Dean and Chapter for allowing us to use this wonderful venue of Canterbury Cathedral as the setting for today's ceremony. And I want to welcome everyone who is able to be part of our celebrations here today. Well, you have made it. This is a very special occasion, and especially for you, our graduates. On behalf of the university, my warmest congratulations to you all and all of you who are graduating today. You don't need me to explain the significance of graduation. It represents an enormous investment of your time and energy over a sustained period. You should be rightly proud of your achievements. Next, I want to thank all the family members, friends, and other supporters who are here to join in this celebration. Your presence helps to make graduation such a special event. You will have provided support in so many ways for our graduates, for which you too deserve congratulations. I would like finally to thank those members of the university staff who have supported you throughout your studies and in your broader life at the university. It is our community, the staff and the students together, that make the University of Kent such a successful institution. I am proud to see you here today. There is no doubt that Kent students are amazing. Every year we are inundated with nominations for the Kent Student Awards, a scheme that recognizes the outstanding contribution students make to the Kent student experience. And every year we hear incredible stories of our students' achievements, many of which are inspiring, many are humbling. This year the Group Award went to the Kent Caribbean Society for running events that share and represent Caribbean culture. The Student of the Year Award recognized the contribution made to the local community, with the winner providing free legal assistance to vulnerable people. Here at Kent, we have a reputation for encouraging our students to think independently, and during the course of your study, you will have developed the attributes that will stand you in good stead for the future. Confidence, creativity and innovation, critical reflection, global and cultural awareness, integrity and accountability, intellectual curiosity, and resilience. You have also learned how to learn. Being here today means you have excelled academically, but you have also gained the knowledge, skills, and understanding to enable you to move on to the next stage of your life. This is what makes Kent students so employable after graduation. We have been awarded a gold rating in the government's Teaching Excellence Framework, which means our teaching is of the highest quality found in the UK. Of course, it helps to have great teachers. We have some of the world's leading academics among our staff with a passion for passing on their knowledge and research skills to their students. Our researchers make a difference in the world, working across the disciplines to tackle some of the world's challenges, whether big or small. They will have made sure you were up to date with the latest ideas and that you were challenged intellectually. Our researchers include the PhD students who are graduating here today. We are certainly in challenging times. Both in the UK and around the world, we are seeing political polarization and a shifting world order. But we shouldn't lose sight of the positive. There are innumerable research-led developments in health and technologies, culture and society, which have improved all our lives beyond measure. Parts of the world are in turmoil, and yet people have lost faith in experts. Now, experts and expertise is what we have at the university. You can see experts sitting here all around me. They are experts today, experts in physics, in chemistry, in forensic science, in conservation, in anthropology. I hope you have learned from them and will take their expertise with you and give it to the world, which so badly needs expertise. The University of Kent values excellence, and we support potential wherever it may be found. We are outward looking and welcome students and staff, not just from the UK, but also from other parts of Europe and from around the world. Together we create a large and diverse community which celebrates equality and inclusivity. While the UK will be leaving the European Union, our postgraduate centres in Europe will continue to flourish. We will grow new opportunities, such as global health modules in Brussels. These centres and our partnership agreements with over 300 universities worldwide make us a leading international university. But we are also committed to our region and to its economic, social, and cultural development. This year, we received a substantial award to support investment in creative, cultural, and heritage initiatives, and which will see the creation of over 500 creative industry jobs and 60 apprenticeships in the Thames Gateway region. Next year, we will be launching a new institute for creative and cultural industries based on new partnerships with businesses. In September 2020, we will be opening the doors of the Kent and Medway Medical School, a joint partnership with Canterbury Christchurch University designed to help solve the chronic shortage of medical practitioners in our region. These are just two examples of a broader set of initiatives designed to ensure that what we teach prepares our students to confront the challenges of the 21st century. We will, for example, be rolling out new programs in mechanical engineering, digital design, planning, and also human geography. The human geography will be offered by the School of Anthropology and Conservation. While we are here to celebrate your academic achievements, your fondest memories may be associated with what you have done outside your academic course. You will have had the opportunity to join a wide range of sporting and other clubs and societies and to take part in cultural and social activities. Your volunteering has added hugely to the wider community. University of Kent students have provided nearly 100,000 hours of voluntary work this academic year. So, graduates, I hope you are as proud of the university as we are of you. I hope you enjoy the rest of the ceremony and afterwards go on to celebrate your success with family and friends. By admitting you to your degree, it is our honor and pleasure to mark your success and to wish you well on your future path, wherever it may take you. Graduation also marks another transition. You will all become alumni of this university and as such will remain a part of our community. I hope that you will keep in touch with us as your lives unfold. You are joining Kent's exciting journey into the future. Thank you. I now call upon the Dean of the Faculty of Sciences to present candidates for the award of degrees.
Most Honourable Deputy Vice-Chancellor, to you and to the whole University, I present these candidates from the Faculty of Sciences found worthy to be admitted to degrees.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit all those who are about to be presented and other qualified candidates in absentia.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Alden John Fairweather. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Ella Amfo Adder. Olu Asunara Adetunji. Tikon Alexiev. Mohammed Shahamat Ali. Robert Hunter Annan. Richard Atwood. Bensu Baksa. Samuel Barber. George Colin Barton. Malika Basaeri. Connor Thomas Bevan. Prajoti Banjari. Sarah Beria. Kieran John Bishop. Kendall Christian Ian Bora. Jonathan Robert Bott. Matthew J. Bolton. Jonathan Mark Brett. Arjun Singh Bria. George Aaron Brown. Ellen Elizabeth Brutton. Oliver Cameron Budd. Yedzi Adam Bukowski. William Paul Berbera. Jack William Burrows. Charlotte Byford. Aliko Chanda. Ingram Chang. Julian Kesty. Bella Hang Yung Choa. James Andrew Clark. Christopher Trevor Clarkson. Natasha Caris Collard. Joseph Robert Conkar. Hannah Jessica Contreras Scott. Serkan Coyle. Alexander George Terence Curry. Ignacio de Brontes. Rebecca Ann Daisy. Rachel Daskova. Asenate Tupo Duloko. Deco Delunja. Matthew Kieran Dean. Connor Delaney. Milan Dimitrovsky. Chanel Lois Eade. Naran Lotfi Hassan El Badrouri. Sophie Rebecca Ann Elliott. Carl Stephen Etterly. Carolyn Elizabeth Foster Wood. Ross Ian Blair Fuller. Alessandra Jeremiah Curti. Emily Alice Green. Callum Hayden Green. Alden Roy Groves. Dominic Christian Grubb. Asiya Guinane. Rajat Gurung. Benjamin Thomas Hahn. Tariq Nizar Farid Hamauli. Joel Henry Hanscom. Dylan Griffith Harrison Bays. Kasim Hassan. Tanisha Hales. Jordan Oliver Hill. Thomas James Hitchens. James Hogan. James Edward Pallant Horn. Charlie James Craig Houseman. Dervla Claire Hubbard. Russell Scott Hudson. Louisos Eo Akin. Timur Ujo Izzet. Bradley George Jackson. Sophie Jenkins. Rebecca Felicity Johnson. Matthew Alexander Jones. Jean-Philippe Jules. Hannah Helena Julius. James Kavanagh. Fraser James Curl. Thomas Patrick Kehoe. Millie Kelly. Chloe Louise Elizabeth Kendrick. Shanam Kashfarush. Elliot John Kilner. Miles Paul King. Jacob David Isaac Koski. Alexander Michael James Langstone. William John Larkman. Celine Louise Lachlan. Christopher Lee. Alexandra Lauren Lewis. Patrick Wen Feng Lee. Catherine Jean Lynham. Joseph Michael Ludgate. John Anthony Marston. Zoe Marie Manor. Charlene Margaret Marufu. Sean David McCarthy. Erica Sophia Mendonça Rosa. Samuel Jonathan Mills. Daniel Peter Milton. Joshua Frederick Moore. Hamza Mutarin. Aisha Mughal. Aisha Mughal. Sorry, my mistake. Sorry. Okay. My mistake, we have a correction. That should be Saham Ali Mumin. Luke James Murta. Olivia Catherine Ockerman. Callum Patrick O'Grady. Owen O'Sullivan. Temitope Zenab Oyimi Oj Kunli. Mahut Sylvia Lucy Gwyneth Palfrey. Laura Palulonite. Nico Palmer. Ryan Andrew Parmenter. Olivia Daisy May Pascoe. Amar Pazar. Wena Pia. Adam Martin Pickett. Alexander Stephen Pitcher. Carissa Poonan. Benjamin Harry Powell. Akshaya Pradeep. Mafuzo Rahman. Scott James Ralph. Sahana Ramachandran. Maria Rampauni. Adam Oliver Ratcliffe. Caburn Richfield Powell. Rachel Louise Bethany Robinson. Eso Johanna Sasosa Lirena. Ali Ashgar Sawari. Ellie Jade Sarsaf. Felix Stanley Benjamin Scarborough. Wiljan Skikik. Ewan Scott. Kieran Scott. Mathosa Sovaratnam. Shamiya Selvandram. Benjamin Peter Simpson Sheehan. Lucy Emma Sheldrick. Lauren Alicia Silcock. Oloshay Simaseya. Charlotte Simmons. James Edward Singh. Benjamin John Sukra. Elodie Kate Tracy Spencer.
I now call upon the public orator, Professor Darren Griffin, to present Carl Gwynfi Jones for the award of an honorary degree. Now, in a minute, you're going to hear from the public orator about our honorary graduate. I just wanted to point out that it's actually a special occasion in that this is the 500th time that the university confers an honorary degree. So in 54 years, we've conferred 500 honorary degrees onto eminent people of all areas, artists, humanity, social science, scientists, engineers, and even people without a university degree, all exceptional individuals that are forming part of the university community. And we're exceptionally proud on the 500 honorary, well, 499, 500 coming in a minute. We're exceptionally proud on all those people, just as we are on all our graduates today. So please, Professor Darren Griffin.
Most Honourable Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Carl Gwynfi Jones is a global champion for the conservation of wildlife. He is dedicated to saving from extinction the world's most critically endangered species. Carl was born in Carmarthen in 1954, graduated with a BSc at the North East London Polytechnic in 1977, and gained both an MSc and a PhD from the University of Wales, Swansea in 1986 and 1995, respectively. As a boy, he bred kestrels and other birds in his backyard, and was inspired by the work of Gerald Durrell after visiting Jersey Zoo in 1967. Carl developed a growing reputation for caring for exotic wildlife, with Durrell's words that captive animals should be used for conservation ringing in his ears. He traveled to Mauritius, famous for the extinct dodo bird, in 1979, and then made it his home for over 20 years. He brought the Indian Ocean island paradise to the world stage as a beacon of hope for anyone daunted by the prospect of saving endangered species. It was there where he began to formulate a strategy to conserve some of the world's most threatened animals, such as the pink pigeon and the Mauritius kestrel. Carl set about establishing links with the Durrell Institute of Conservation and Ecology here in Kent, which gave him an ideal collaborator. Through a 25-year partnership, his work has been the subject of over 100 postgraduate research projects, more than 100 publications, and has helped establish the first national park in Mauritius. He featured on the BBC Two series, The Museum of Life, Radio 4's A Life with Pink Pigeons, Bird Brains, Paradise Island, and Last Chance to See. He was consultant for the BBC's Life of Birds. Partly through his association with Kent, Carl regularly lectures and teaches conservation theory, case studies, and practical skills all over the world. His classes are legendary for their humorous delivery and field knowledge. Employed since 1985 by what is now the Durrell Wildlife Conservation Trust, he continues to oversee their efforts to this day. He's their chief scientist and thought leader, which I just think is a great job title. Carl's initial brief was to bring the then struggling conservation project in Mauritius to an end. Instead, however, through his determination and skill, he almost single-handedly turned the project around. He galvanized local government support and led a revolution of national pride for restoring its lost biodiversity. Carl's pioneering hands-on approach is very much a signature of his leadership style. His recipe for success comprises investment in people that are passionate about wildlife, in application of high-quality science, and the forging of long-term partnerships between zoos, universities, and governments. For instance, in saving the echo parakeet from extinction, under Carl's guidance, nest boxes were placed in the forest, treatments to discourage flies from attacking the young were introduced, as were feeding regimes for breeding pairs. Many birds were then released back into the wild, and the species was indeed saved. Carl has been instrumental in restoring the animal and plant communities on islands left barren by decades of exposure to invasive non-native species like cats and rats. His projects also include conserving the Adalbra tortoises, first brought to the island at the request of Charles Darwin, thereby fulfilling Darwin's dream of replacing extinct tortoises with similar species. His most recent work continues, restoring 9 offshore islands, including the jewel in the crown Round Island, one of the world's most important restoration projects. This involves a 100-year vision of invasive species eradication, re-establishment of native plants, and introduction of replacement species, like Aldabra tortoises, to restore lost ecological function. In 1985, Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands awarded Carl the Ridder of the Golden Ark, which I'm reliably informed is not the title of the next Indiana Jones film. In 1998, he was the first ever recipient of the Carolina Medal given by the World Parrot Trust. In 2004, the New Year's Honours List honoured him with an MBE, and in 2016, he was awarded the prestigious Indianapolis Prize. This is the world's leading award for animal conservation, and often termed the Conservation Oscars or the Nobel Prize for Conservation. While some conservationists find his work too controversial, Carl just keeps on saving animals. Without Carl, the natural world would be a much poorer place. Since 1970, humanity has significantly endangered 60% of mammals, birds, fish, and reptiles. 1 in 8 bird species are threatened with global extinction. Carl, on the other hand, has rescued at least 9 species from the brink of extinction and has worked to restore the populations of many, many more. He is widely credited with saving more endangered species from extinction than any other living individual. With this in mind, I'll leave you with some of his words. Ah, humans, what a bunch of odd birds we are. We are so smart, but we are also so remarkably short-sighted. We squabble about things as the planet is falling apart thanks to climate change, pollution, and plummeting biodiversity. All species are savable, but you've got to start with solutions, otherwise you do nothing. If there's a shortage of food, you start feeding. If there's a shortage of nest sites, you put up nest boxes. Conservation science is often too remote. Do you sit back and monitor a sick patient, or do you treat them and see what works? You thought the loss of the dodo was bad. You won't believe what will happen next. Most Honourable Deputy Vice-Chancellor, to you and the whole university, I present Carl Jones to be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Arts honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Wow, that was some introduction. Thank you very much, Darren. Most Honourable Deputy Vice-Chancellor, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I am thrilled to be sharing this wonderful day as all you graduates look to the future and to the careers that lay ahead. Thank you, Darren, again for that lovely introduction. I didn't recognise myself in some of it, but thanks all the same. Thanks to the University of Kent for giving me this prestigious title, and to my proposers, the School of Anthropology and Conservation. I am overwhelmed to receive such recognition for work which spans my career in practical conservation and also in scientific research. Looking back at my childhood, all this would have seemed quite improbable. As a schoolboy, I was a terrible student. I used to play truant all the time and very often became bottom of the form. And I was told that I had no future in academia. However, I dreamed of being a conservation biologist, of doing something to make a positive difference to the world. At the time, the whole term conservation biologist didn't even exist. In my back garden, I kept birds and other animals, waifs and strays, polecats and peregrines, buzzards and barn owls. I wanted to study and learn how to breed them, to conserve species by captive breeding. One day at school, I was loitering between lessons. I was poking around under bushes looking for baby jackdaws. I was looking for birds that had fallen out of the nest prematurely. The headmaster caught me, and he bellowed, "Jones, what on earth are you doing scrabbling around under hedges? You should be in class." "Sorry, sir," I replied. "I'm looking for jackdaws." "Jackdaws? Jackdaws?" he said sternly. "What on earth do you want those for?" "Well, sir, I want to learn how to breed them in cages, and then I can apply the techniques to save critically endangered species. I can then travel around the world and save the most endangered animals and preserve them by captive breeding, and then use those to replenish wild populations." The headmaster was not amused. He said, "Jones, stop dreaming. To be able to do that, You either have to be intelligent or rich, and you're neither. Well, I'm very lucky to be able to say, or very happy to be able to say, that I proved my headmaster wrong, and I scraped into university, and I managed to get a degree. At the time, I didn't really appreciate university, but looking back, I realized what powerful lessons I learnt. And they are the value and beauty of knowledge and the need for critical thinking. University will have given these tools to all the graduates here today to pursue their dreams. And if they wish, they can make a change in the world. They can change the world for the better. You will have gathered, I am an optimist. There is far too much doom and gloom in the world. Every day we hear about climate breakdown, plastic pollution, and biodiversity loss. These, of course, are real challenges, but there are solutions. But we will only find those solutions provided we all believe we can make a real difference. In my career, as you've heard, I've primarily been involved in saving species. As a young man, having recently just got my undergraduate degree, I went to Mauritius to work on the world's then rarest bird, the Mauritius kestrel, which had declined to just 4 individuals. I was told by my bosses that the kestrel was a lost cause, and I would be on Mauritius for 1 or 2 years, and I was to hand over the project to the locals. At the time, they didn't have the resources or the knowledge to save the Mauritius kestrel, and essentially, I was sent there to close the project down. I'm glad to say I failed miserably. While many of the conservation world were prepared to give up on species like the Mauritius kestrel, I was convinced it was savable. With few resources, but with a can-do attitude, using captive breeding and reintroduction, we have restored the species today to several hundred individuals. Not as many as we'd like, but certainly better than extinction. The kestrel is just one example. We have 5 species of birds that we've recovered from populations of 12 or less, and 3 species of reptiles and a fruit bat that may have been lost without our interventions. I've always believed that we have the ability to save all species. There are no quick fixes or magic approaches. It takes decades. It is no longer an answer just to protect wildlife. We have to learn how to manage and care for it. But the good news is, when you work with species, it also drives the restoration of whole ecosystems. And this, of course, has to be our goal. Our work with rare species started rather modestly, and this has grown and led to the creation of a national park, the restoration of badly damaged forests, and of offshore islands. And there have been some important lessons that we have learnt along the way. We must never forget that individuals, that means every single one of you, can really make a difference. It is not committees and organisations that create change. It is people with drive and vision who can work with others and develop collaborations. Small steps can be the start of a great journey. You begin with one species, whether it is a penguin or a pangolin, and provided you nurture it, it can lead on to the conservation of other species and the protection and rebuilding of their habitats. The world is a wonderful place with its great diversity, unfathomed riches and complexity. Human beings need contact with nature. It is this natural diversity that enriches our lives. Nature is not a luxury. During this era of climate breakdown, we need complex, healthy ecosystems as carbon sinks. We all need to work towards rewilding a nature-filled world, a world of colour and variety, with bees and birdsong. I cannot think of my family of Paula and our young children, Larry and Ollie, who are here with me today, without thinking of the great joy the world brings to us. Looking at you all new graduates about to embark on a life-changing careers, you all have the ability to make a difference and pursue your dreams. Move forward, have no regrets, and help make the world a better place. Thank you.
I now resume the presentation of candidates from the Faculty of Sciences. Jack Lee Stevenson. Cameron James Strong. Chun Ting Tang. Natasha Tilokani. Corey Brandon Tipper. Alejandra Traspas Munina. Hoi Tung Sang. Amber Allison Tucker. Paul William John Luke Tucker. Ryan Jack Vinny Vadera. Alice Amy Diana Vaudry. Isnitha Ruscio Diaz Vanarkula. Sarah Watson. Michael David Wilcock. Chantel Ndidi Williams. Regan Michael Wilson. Nicholas Philip Winfield. Plaimani Wong Praset. Olivia Sadie Wood. Tabo Zabanisa. Hussein Shimon Askarali Yusufali. Yahaira Patricia Samura Sanchez. For the degree of Master of Physics with Honours, Sean Russell Aylett. Dylan Stewart Barker. Harry George Felix Batty. Nathan Rees Berwick. Benjamin David Cousins. Thomas Stephen Doe. Joshua Edwards. Laura Francesca Carolyn Fayers. Vincenzo Fiorentino. Stella Frith. Faith Hawthorne. Samuel Robert Hopkins. Stephen Rory Hover. Samuel Lee Jackson. Angus Duncan Allen Mackenzie. Grace Marie Maxted. Now Joseph Miller. Aidan Hornby Milston. Brenda Nyawira Digba. Hannah Marie Neve. Alex Pope. Jakub Pavija. Keithan Reedy. Emma Louise Gwenlian Sewell. Clabridge Tohill. For the degree of Master of Science with Honours, Mohammed Uthman Mohammed Sharif Adlaba Al Fahim. Emily Ruth Cooper. Amy Catherine Dowsett. Nicola Louise Foss. Georgina Georgiou. CJ Hoff. Chelsea Max Leah Nesbitt. Callum James Pollock. Mawina Jane Trevina. George Paul Tushingham. For the degree of Master of Science, Tausif Ismum Ahmed. Tom Alfred Cull. Stiliana Lukuleva Tuleva. For the degree of Master of Philosophy, Catherine Carolyn Chin. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Marcus Francis Latuzzo. This is for the thesis entitled Interstitial Oxide Ion Conductivity in Novel Melillite Type Solid Oxide Fuel Cells. Andrei Mikhailo Boris Smith. This is for the thesis entitled Synthesis and Properties of Main Group Heterocyclic Radicals. Yaroslav Kalinowski. This is for the thesis entitled Bulk Remediation of Organophosphorus Contaminants using Metal Organic Framework Polymer Composites. Rebecca Jane Lindsay. This is for the thesis, Tuning Frustrated Pyrrolochlorides. Sally Victoria Makin. This is for the thesis, Molecular Jets and Outflows from Young Stellar Objects is Cygnus X, Auriga and Cassiopeia. Mikhail Maria. This is for the thesis, Supercontinuum in the Practice of Optical Coherence Tomography with emphasis on noise effects. Lucy Madeline Morgan. This is for the thesis, Synthesis, Characterization and MD Investigation of the Mechanical and Catalytic Properties of Ceria Nanocubes and Ceria Aerogel Nanocomposites. James Stephen Oliver New. This is for the thesis, the design, construction and hypervelocity impact testing of a prototype orbital debris and interplanetary dust detector. Alexander Joseph Wright. This is for the thesis, Polymer Materials for the Encapsulation and Degradation of Chemical Warfare Agents. Nami Yokota. This is for the thesis, Design and Development of Lithium-Sulfur Batteries, a random study using X-ray absorption spectroscopy.
I now call upon the head of the School of Anthropology and Conservation to present candidates of the Faculty of Social Sciences for the award of degrees.
Most Honourable Deputy Vice-Chancellor, to you and the whole University, I present these candidates from the Faculty of Social Sciences found worthy to be admitted to degrees. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Thomas William Banks. Shona Bobby Betts. Margelle Daisy David. Carice Rhiannon Davies. Noemi Alice De Georgis. Lucy Francis Evans. Morgan Catherine Evans. Amy Elizabeth Farrow. Holly Ann Foster. Prajol Gurung. Redana Marina Holly Hall. Alice Christina Hickling. Ghislaine Freya Howard. Jessica Lena Howarth. Selina Malinowska Jessup. Millie Jones. Anna-Marie Laviniere. Lisa Janine Marks. Thomas Milroy. Elena Allison Murray Smith. Matthew Alexander Rose. Suprina Thapa. Kimberly Parvweli Ubendran. Samuel Charles Watchhurst Govan. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Emily Elizabeth Adams. Ingrid Cecily Bath. Bernadette Frances Betup. Phoebe Cassell. Rishane Brenner Collas. Sonia Cork. William George Hereward Corver. Keishon George Currid Good. Rihanna Alice Davies Smith. James Delves. Zoe Isabella Dixon. Christina Frances Dummigan. Chelsea Elcock. May Estcourt. Ada Jean Hope Finn. Gabrielle May French. Emina Garib. Amy K. Howe. Hannah Elizabeth Jenkins. Jasmine Jenkins. Jocelyn Mees. Ho Ning William Mack. Elizabeth Jane Millard. Robin Murphy. Arthur Roy William Orchard. Lewis David Owen. Marianne Catriona Paisley. Marie Julie Ghislaine Patinet. Emmeline Hope Pattinson. Hannah Rebecca Pepe. Kieran James Richardson. Samuel David James Richardson. Eloise Sophie Ruddick. James Robert Rutherford. Gizem Sahan. Peter Andrew Saunders. Toby Neil Scriven. Arun Mayukur Kumar Shah. Guilio Sheaves. Emily Jane Smith. Naomi Madeleine Steed. Oliver Thomas Trapnell. Oliver Francis Valentini. Alexandra Christine Courtney Walsh. Hayley Jane Watkins. William Stewart John James Welsh. Carl Adam Williams. Amber Jasmine Winston. Man Tung Nika Wong. Conrad James Wood. Ella Ruby Woodward. For the degree of Master of Arts, Daria Ayaz. For the degree of Master of Science, Victoria Louise Harrison. Anna Maria Mokanu. Elliot Wright. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Amber Louise Abrams. For the thesis, Wellbeing on the Edge, the dynamics of Musundian edge dwelling on the boundaries of protected natural areas in Limpopo, South Africa. Caroline Howlett. For the thesis, the expression of the 2D-4D ratio across the order primates. Sarah Carico. For the thesis, an interconnected approach to biodiversity, education and stewardship. Isabella Menendez Barata. For the thesis entitled Frogs in Plants, Ecology and Conservation of a Bromeliad-Dwelling Amphibian from Brazil. Lydia Natalie Tiller. for the thesis entitled Understanding How Land Use Change in the Trans-Mara District, Kenya is Driving Human-Elephant Conflict and Elephant Movement. The following candidates have requested that they be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in absentia. Lawrence Derrick Ball. Khalil Betts Heinemann.
I now call upon the Vice President for Student Engagement of the Kent Student Union, Emily Window, to say a few words on behalf of the staff and students at the University of Kent.
Thank you, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, distinguished guests, graduands, family and friends for giving me the opportunity to speak today. I'd first of all like to mention how special it is to be back in this cathedral, not just as a representative of Kent Union, but also as a SECL alumna. I graduated from the School of European Culture and Languages last year with my degree in ancient history, and it was the proudest day of my life. So, I thought I would reflect on this in my speech today and share some wisdom with you which I learned from my dearest grandmother, who very sadly recently passed. Grandparents really are wonderful presences in our lives. I'm sure that those of you who are lucky enough to have known your grandparents will agree, and certainly those who are lucky enough to be grandparents. If my gran knew that I was stood in this cathedral delivering a speech written and dedicated to her, it would have made her year. My gran was the reason I have the ability to read, write, and appreciate classical music. From paying for my clarinet lessons since the age of 9, she was the biggest advocate of my musical career. Throughout the many recitals, concerts, and even the terrible attempts at playing new pieces in her living room, which truly were terrible, she would always hum along and clap, even when I got it wrong. Such is the power of a grandparent, where you could be making the most awful sound on the planet, disrupting half the neighborhood, yet they will always deem it as some form of masterpiece. But even when I did get it wrong, or I was nervous for a concert, there was always one thing my gran would say in response, and each time she would say it with such conviction that she believed she had never told you before, even if you had heard it a million times. Those who are familiar with Morecambe and Wise will get the reference, but it was, "Don't worry, you've played all the right notes, just not necessarily in the right order." And that has been the most valuable piece of advice that I have ever received in my life, to the point where I have been able to apply it to almost anything. My journey through higher education never seemed straightforward. I failed to achieve high A-level results, switched the subject I was going to study at university, and came to Kent through clearing at the last minute. I then ended up joining a trampolining club, a concert band, studying abroad in Canada, and somehow got elected twice to represent students at the Students' Union. It's all been a bit mad, and certainly none of that was ever what I had planned my university experience to be like. But I know that everything that has happened at the right time for me. I might not have graduated alongside all of my friends and housemates because I chose to do an extra year of studying. I might not have taken a graduate job because I chose to run in an SU election instead. But, as my gran would have said to reassure me about my doubts about the future, I have played all of the right notes, just not in the right order. So, graduates, Some of you might be sat here today knowing exactly where you are heading. Some of you might not have a clue. Either way, whether your notes are spread out right in front of you or yet to be composed, remember that there is no right order. You will always get to where you are supposed to go, even if your path is not clear right now. And all of the opportunities you have taken throughout university, whether intentionally or accidentally, have already begun paving this path. Congratulations, graduates of 2019. I am sure each and every one of you has made yourself proud to get here today, and I wish you all the best of luck for whatever it is life has in store for you. So get working on your symphonies, and don't worry about playing it in the right order. Thank you.
Will all those receiving degrees and certificates now please stand? This has been an occasion of great celebration of your achievements, and I wish the very best to all of you. But throughout this ceremony, you have been roundly applauded by all those who are here to support you. Now it's your turn to reciprocate, so will you now applaud them in return? That was very timid. Can you do that a bit louder, with some shouts? I know that some of you are continuing with further studies here, but both you and those leaving should keep in touch with the university. You're always welcome to return. We have one of the most extensive and lively alumni associations of any university in Britain, which I hope you will join and be active in. Finally, may I thank everybody for coming today and wish you all a safe journey home. I declare this congregation closed.